Kia ora everyone, time for this week's Sunday self-care practice. If you haven't already, please like the New Think page on Facebook and please subscribe to the New Think YouTube channel. That way you'll get a notification every time there's a new video. And today I'm going to talk about sleep and why this is possibly one of the most important self-care activities you can do. So sleep is a really complex phenomenon. There's a lot going on during different parts of sleep, and some of the things that are happening is your brain is integrating learning from the day, consolidating memories, sifting through information, getting rid of stuff you don't need to keep in mind anymore, dreaming, healing the physical body, improving motor skills, and the list goes on. Now this is a huge topic to unpack, so I'm gonna barely scratch the surface here, but I am gonna try and bridge the gap between what the research tells us and some of our more prominent societal attitudes towards sleep. So, number one, sleep is not like money. You can't not sleep enough during the week. You can't walk around in a sleep deficit during the week and then try and catch up on the weekend. You need your 8 hours of sleep within every 24-hour time frame. And Matthew Walker, who is a professor of neuroscience and pretty well-known sleep expert, he says he gives himself a non-negotiable 8-hour sleep window every single night. And I love the way he puts that, because here's the crux of the matter. If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're allowing yourself less than 6 hours of sleep each night, the research shows that this is not enough sleep to function optimally. And furthermore, it does increase your risk of a whole host of negative health effects, which I'm not going to go into, but you can read up more on that. I'll put a link. But in terms of self-care, give yourself a non-negotiable 8-hour window of sleep every single night. Which brings me to point number 2 that I want to make. Given how vital we know sleep is, a lot of the way our social and work lives are structured doesn't give getting enough sleep the priority it deserves. So we still emphasize early morning work and school starts, late nights out. We live really busy lives. We jam-pack every minute with stuff to do. And often when something's got to give, it's sleep. So that means a lot of us actually are walking around pretty chronically sleep deprived. Now, if you're a night owl, which means people who, due to their physiology, tend to struggle to fall asleep early, then it can be really tough to get enough sleep when you're faced with those early morning starts that society is obsessed with. And actually, Matthew Walker talks more about this. So if you are a night owl, I encourage you to read up on his work. But in terms of self-care, not just for night owls, but for everyone, if you can find a schedule that works with, not against your sleep physiology, then that is the way to go, rather than trying to fit yourself around external societal expectations. And the final point number 3, that I want to address is around caffeine and alcohol consumption and sleep. So caffeine and alcohol are really common, widely consumed substances in our society, and I'm not trying to vilify them. I'm definitely an everything in moderation kind of gal, but I do want to point out that they have effects on the quality of our sleep. So I know lots of people who will drink coffee in the evening or have like a nightcap before bed and fall asleep with no problems. That's not me, by the way. That would absolutely keep me up. But the research shows that although you may get to sleep okay with no problems, these substances can affect the depth and quality of your sleep. So it's not just about getting enough sleep, but we also want to be aware of the quality of the sleep we're getting. And that in brief means going through the different stages of sleep, REM and non-REM cycles, etc., and going through all those stages in a night. Caffeine and alcohol, in their different ways, so caffeine masks the natural sleep signals in the brain, and alcohol creates a sedative effect. Caffeine and alcohol, in their different ways, disrupt these stages of sleep, some of the stages of sleep. And that means they actually bar us from some of the beneficial processes that take place during sleep. So when it comes to sleep self-care, being mindful of how much of these substances we consume, and I think more particularly when we consume them, that can help. If we can be mindful of that, that can help to reduce some of the impact on our quality of sleep. Okay, so that's it from me. Like I said, very important, big topic. I'll put some links to further reading material and info so that you can read up more about it. I've definitely condensed a lot of the information. But till next time, happy snoozing.